Morning, everyone. My name is Alan Marble. I'm president of Missouri Southern State University, and I'd like to welcome you to the December 2016 commencement ceremony. So please rise if you're able and join me for the presentation of colors and our national anthem. While you're all still standing, please join me recognizing the Show Me Gold program and a terrific job presenting the colors. And let's give a thank you to Rick Espinosa, Dr. Rick Espinosa and the Missouri Southern Wind Ensemble for a beautiful rendition of our national anthem. Thank you, Rick. You may be seated. To begin, I would like to introduce the platform party. Starting on the right of the stage, we have Mrs. Cheryl Dobson, Registrar, Dr. Ron Mitchell, Dean of Students, Mr. Jared Bruggeman, Director of Athletics, Dr. Wendy McGrain, Associate Vice President for Academic Affairs, Mr. Rob Youst, Vice President for Business Affairs, Mr. Darren Fullerton, Vice President for Student Affairs, Dr. Brad Hodson, Executive Vice President, Dr. Paula Carson, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. And now from the left of the stage, Dr. Deborah Brown, Dean of the School of Education, Dr. Chris Moose, Interim Dean of the Robert W. Plaster School of Business, Dr. Richard Schooler, Dean of the School of Health Sciences, Dr. Richard Miller, Dean of the School of Arts and Sciences, Mr. Carlos Haley, a member of the Board of Governors, Mr. Michael Franks, a member of the Board of Governors, Mrs. Allison Hirschway, a member of the Board of Governors, Mr. Bill Gibson, a member of the Board of Governors, Mrs. Tracy Flanagan, a member of the Board of Governors, and Dr. Conrad Gubera, our guest speaker, who will be formally introduced in just a few moments. Benjamin Franklin once said, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. And I wholeheartedly agree that this must be true. Because what you have learned in the pursuit of your degree will pay a lifetime of dividends and open a world of endless possibilities for you. A college degree can serve as a doorway to new careers, to success, to upward mobility, and to civic responsibility. A college degree can be a stepping stone in the creation of tomorrow's leaders, teachers, scientists, and pace setters, those who will literally change the way we view the world. This morning, more than 350 individuals across this stage have transitioned from students to Missouri Southern alumni. I know that for many, it was a challenging journey from the classroom to where you sit today. There were family and workplace commitments that had to be balanced. Some of you even arrived here from other countries, traveling thousands of miles to pursue your dreams at this university. There were bumps and obstacles along the road that may have slowed you down, but didn't stop you from arriving at your destination. Each of you should be very proud of your courage and tenacity and for what you have accomplished. But it's not a journey you've taken alone, and we should take a moment to recognize those who have accompanied you. Most likely, you are surrounded by friends and family members, always ready to support you as you put in those long hours of study. I think we should take a moment and recognize all of the people who helped you reach this milestone that we're celebrating today. So let me ask the parents, the spouses, and the children of these graduates to please rise and let us show our appreciation for you. Parents, please stand up. Children, thank you so very, very much. Graduates, you should also know that you're sitting here today because our terrific faculty judged each of you worthy of the scholarly credentials you're about to receive. Our faculty members take their responsibilities very seriously, and that they have led you through a rigorous yet rewarding course of study. I think it would be appropriate for the faculty to stand and be recognized for their essential contributions to your education. And I would invite the emeritus faculty who are with us today to stand as well. Please join me in thanking them for their great job. At this time, I'm honored to introduce our keynote speaker, a professor who has spent the past 50 years, yes, you heard that right, 50 years, as a member of the faculty at Missouri Southern. Dr. Conrad Gubera has taught social sciences and international studies at this institution since it opened at this location in 1967. He helped create the general education framework for the BA and the BS undergraduate sociology degrees for Missouri Southern, while serving on the faculty senate and numerous university committees. During the 1970s, he completed a PhD in sociology from Oklahoma State University. Over the span of 5 decades, he has taught a variety of courses, including Introduction to Sociology, Social Problems, Introduction to International Studies, the Arab World, Sociology of Aging, Sociology of Death and Dying, Comparative Cultures, Social Theory, and an Introduction to Egyptology, just to name a few. He has been the recipient of both the Outstanding Teacher Award and the Outstanding International Teacher Award at Missouri Southern. A fellow with the National Council on U.S.-Arab Relations since 1987 and the East-West Center since 1998, he has visited more than 30 countries, earned 3 Fulbright Awards, awards from the Japan Foundation and the Niagara Foundation, as well as the government of Saudi Arabia. He has also received 5 grants from the Missouri Southern's Institute of International Studies, through which he escorted 5 different student groups to Mexico, Belize, Honduras, and Guatemala, where they studied ancient Mayan culture. On campus, he has served on the Faculty Senate as a member of the International Studies Supervisory Committee, faculty sponsor for the Model Arab League and the Sociology Club, a presenter for several international programs as part of Missouri Southern's theme semester, and led a variety of groups to study abroad. Obviously, he is a man of the world, and an educator who can teach many things about the world to his students. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor today to welcome one of Missouri Southern's legendary educators, and my great friend and mentor, Dr. Conrad Gubera.
Honored graduates, welcome guests, fellow faculty and staff colleagues, respected administration. Life is a mystery. In 1956, when I was a 16-year-old farm boy, I admired the beautiful herd of registered Hereford cattle who grazed on the hill where this field house now sits. I never imagined the possibility of these rolling farmlands becoming a beautiful, beautiful campus university. Never did I imagine being a part of that and being a part of this remarkable accomplishment, much less being asked to be at the 2016 winter graduation speaker. Who would imagine? Life is a mystery. I'm the third faculty member to deliver a graduation address. I recall in 1993, Mr. Don Seneker from Criminal Justice was the featured speaker. And again in 2012, Dr. James Jackson, gifted biology professor, delivered the address. Both of those addresses were valedictions because both of those faculty members were retiring from the university. Upon thinking about that, I've been wondering if there's a tacit suggestion from the administration that it's time for me to go. Nah. How many graduation ceremonies have I attended? I believe I've missed no more than 3 or 4 over the years. They all seem to blend together in a sort of a common stereotype. However, I do have vivid memories of the very first graduation, when the very first bachelor's degrees were awarded. It occurred on the first Sunday afternoon in June the 1st, 1969. We were in the new college auditorium. In fact, it's the Robert Ellis Young Gymnasium next door. The administration, the selected guests, were seated on the makeshift stage on the south end, while we faculty and graduates, well, we sat on the basketball court, and the guests were in the pull-down bleachers. The administration, I recall the graduation speaker very, very well, Dr. George Spaiva. He was a PhD in economics from the University of Tennessee. His speech was tied to the popular Broadway musical at the time, The Man from La Mancha, and in it, he particularly concentrated on the major song, To Dream, the Impossible Dream. He asked the 198 graduates to adopt that as their life's quest. At the same time, he challenged the administration and we faculty to follow the same quest for our fledgling new college, to dream the impossible dream, to make that dream today's reality. I also recall the TV movie actor Dennis Weaver, a native of Joplin and a member of the first Joplin Junior graduating class, received an honorary BA in Arts. He already had an associate's from the Joplin Junior College, our parent institution. Weaver also encouraged us to dream the impossible dream, and certainly to build this small college. I had great satisfaction in that first graduation in seeing the first ever BA awarded to a sociology major, Barbara Blackford, from a little town called Golden City, Missouri, traditional student. The BAs were awarded first. Her name was Blackford. There were no A's, and so by chance, she received the first award. She continued her education, joined the military, and retired a lieutenant colonel some years ago. In 1994, she was a graduation speaker for our 25th anniversary, from 1969 to 1994. I last talked to Barbara in October. She said she would return for the fall 2017 homecoming, that she'd ride in my restored Pontiac GTO in the homecoming parade. That's a beautiful car. Bill Hunt has restored it. Bill's on our production staff, television. He teaches TV courses here. It's his passion to restore old cars. It's sometimes affectionately known as the first car on campus, because it is. At any rate, there were also other perks as far as that graduation was concerned. We had another student, an Associate of Arts degree in sociology, Mr. Horace Shapley. The thing about Horace was he was 83 years old. He's the oldest person to ever receive a degree from Missouri Southern. He was 83, I was 28. I learned an awfully lot from Mr. Shapley. And I remember the older faculty from the Joplin Junior College who were at the graduation. We honored them in 1996 by naming the new student housing apartments in honor of them. Harry Gokel, my first boss, the first social science department chair, had officially hired me. He and his wife, a former student of his, were independently wealthy. They traveled the world each summer. When Mrs. Gokel died in 1994, a good part of their seven-figure estate was donated to Missouri Southern. And there was Dr. Lloyd Dreyer, one of the kindest, certainly one of the most lovable and humble men I've ever known. He had the original PhD in psychology at that time. And who could forget Martha McCormick, a brilliant, demanding math professor whose graduate degrees from the University of Chicago. And there was Mr. James Maupin, fantastic biology professor, who had been a personal aide to General George Patton all through World War II. Mr. Maupin is now buried in Arlington Cemetery in Washington, D.C. Miss Cletus Headley was a very crisp English professor and a tireless advisor to the college newspaper and to the yearbook. And of course, there was lovable Ada Coffey, an enthusiastic English and literature professor whose sheer joy in learning and teaching remained with her students long after they graduated. They were like giants in the earth, those whose stewardship took the junior college into the next senior college level. And so here we are today, December 2016, your graduation. We're here to recognize and honor you. You're about to take your bachelor's degree, which will place you in the very special demographic category of about 29% of the Americans who've earned a college degree. You're about to become a part of MSSU's 2016 academic graduates, which will number over 1,100. And greater still, you're about to become one of the 42,000 members of the alumni who've graduated since 1969. You have completed a minimum of 41 to 43 courses, meeting all general education and major degree requirements. I thank Ms. Cheryl Dodson for this information and Josie Wells, our statistician. You know, some of you are going to graduate for 124 hours exactly. Good planning. Foresight. Some of you will have more hours depending upon your major course of study and had a change of majors, maybe a change of majors along the way. Some of you are graduating in 8 semesters exactly. Well, some of you have been here 8 years or more. In any case, the determination to finish your degree is to be recognized as a great personal achievement. Which reminds me of a young man named Richard. He graduated in 1979. He completed 218 college hours, all from MSSC, as it was known at that time. He'd met all the requirements for 4 separate majors and 3 different minors. I recall how I once asked him if he was ever going to graduate, and he confided in me that he just sincerely loved Missouri Southern and deeply enjoyed going to classes, taking tests, completing papers, reading texts, and listening to his professors. Wow, what an average C student. Although college education was a lot and significantly cheaper at that time, I don't think we ever wanted him to leave. But I pressed him more about graduation and completion. And that's when he leaned closer to me and told me, in confidence, that he had a terminal illness. He would die within a few years, and that coming to school was what he most enjoyed doing with his life. I must admit, I've had a lot of unnerving conversations with students across many years. I complimented him for doing what he wanted to do for the rest of his life, but I couldn't resist telling him that graduation and his receiving a degree and his mother coming to the graduation ceremony would really be a nice thing. He thought about it for a while, and then he asked me to fill out his application for graduation, and then he graduated in the spring of '79. That was the last time I ever saw him. He never returned to the campus, and he died a short time later. And soon, you too will leave Missouri Southern campus. But you'll find a strange thing that's going to happen to you. The campus will go with you. You will never forget your time here. There will be serendipitous moments when you'll recall a certain class, personal conversation, some meaningful words or remarks that one of your professors or several of your professors has said in class. I know this because former students tell me, "Say, Dr. Cabrera, do you remember that time you said?" I've grown accustomed and adept at feigning excitement and enthusiastically replying, "Oh, yeah, sure. Gosh, that you should remember that." Of course, it's nearly always some offhanded remark that I don't actually really recall and wonder why. Why in the world don't you remember something important that I said? And so it goes. And so it goes. You will remember our lovely campus on an early fall afternoon when you're walking across the oval, pleased with the unexpected score you've just received on a returned exam. The fall air is crisp, trees are bright colors, and off in the distance, the far east side of the campus, you hear the band preparing for a weekend performance in an upcoming football game. Or you will remember an early, cold winter morning, hustling to the classroom from your car or your dorm room, the stern chill of the northwest wind broken a bit by your ever-present backpack as you hope to do a good score, make a good score in the first exam of the semester. Or you will remember the bright April or early May days, the freshness of spring. The college bells are chiming out the hour's change as you pass by the statue of our lion, who proudly gazes across the campus. You smile with satisfaction because you're ending another semester and you're closer to your goal of getting a degree. I know that you will appreciate your degree more in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now. I know you'll appreciate it much more in the future. I've always been told by returning alumni that they're very proud to have completed their degrees from the Missouri Southern State University and how meaningful they've become to them. What a good education they've received here, particularly those students who've gone on to graduate work and have gotten graduate degrees. They never hesitate to tell me how very well prepared they are and certainly how they feel that they actually had a little bit of an edge in graduate school because they learned so much at Missouri Southern State University. If this is true from the past, I know it will also be true for you because our current faculty is the very best ever assembled at this campus. Their graduate degrees have been granted by some of the very best universities in America. And so many of the younger faculty are such excellent teachers. I feel confident in saying this because currently in our own social sciences department, we have the best credentialed and best teaching faculty I have ever been associated with. I feel confident that I can extrapolate from my own department to the rest of the college faculty. You will benefit greatly from their studies. But your lives will not be easy as the future unfolds around you. By 2050, demography projects that the world population will peak at over 10 billion people. There will be more than 420 million at that time in the United States. Over 1 in 5 will be 65 years of age or older. What's going to happen to the Social Security system? You'd be well advised to start planning for your own retirement once you get launched in your own career. What will the state of the Earth's natural environment be? Global warming is not a hoax. Who knows what our political climate will be like How much more money will it take to live? What will the traditional dream, will the traditional American dream still be relevant? Retrospectively, I always have wondered about the future, because all my life I've repeatedly heard that we're living in end times. These are the last days. All the signs are apparent. Yet, all 4 of my children who have attended Missouri Southern, 3 having received their bachelor's from here, are accomplishing their life's dreams and maintaining fine lives for themselves. My oldest grandchild will receive her degree in December 2017. And as a matter of fact, my daughter, sitting somewhere on the stage behind me, is in her 2nd year of teaching in the kinesiology department. I believe that she and I are the only father-daughter combination to have been on the same faculty. And if you allow me just a brief moment's pride, father's pride, my oldest son, Christopher, was awarded the Outstanding Teacher degree, the Outstanding Teacher Award at the College of Engineering, University of Missouri, yesterday afternoon. Chip, I think I used to have to fight him to stay in high school. For those of you who achieve great wealth, fame, status, and power, I hope to God you know how to use those and to appreciate those. For all of you, I hope a happiness and a satisfaction in a job that brings forth your passion and commitment, and that you so love doing that it never really becomes real work. I pray that all of you will enjoy good health, loving relationships, and your full measure of success. I remember Dr. Lloyd Dreyer, whom I quoted earlier, told a class once that if every person you meet leaves you feeling a little more pleasant and a little more happy, your life is a great success. And I remember the truism, and it is a truism, that you will get out of any experience only as much as you're willing to put into it yourself. Don't worry about the world coming to an end. It's already tomorrow in Australia. And the final piece of advice comes from Charles Schulz, the creator of Peanuts. He made the wise observation, just be yourselves. Everybody else is already taken. In closing, allow me to share with you an ancient Arab folkway. I've seen it in the movies. I've received this when I've traveled in the Arab countries. And just the day before yesterday, I extended it to Saudi students who are flying home for the holiday break. It's pretty basic. No words need to be said. But you take your right hand, God's hand. You put it up to your forehead. You put it to your lips. You put it to your heart. And then you thrust your hand and extend it to you, palm up. And what I'm saying to you is, take the best of my thoughts, take the kindness of my words, and take the love in my heart as you leave. Salam alaikum. Go in peace.
Please join me in extending just one more round of applause for the legendary Dr. Conrad Gubera. Thank you, Dr. Gubera, for sharing those inspirational words with us. At this point in the ceremony, we are excited and proud to recognize our graduates for their academic accomplishments through the awarding of their earned degrees. We will start with the master's degrees, followed by the bachelor's and the associate's degrees. Will the faculty please rise to present their candidates for graduate degrees? Will all the candidates for the master's degree please stand? Dr. Marble, upon completion of the course of study prescribed by Missouri Southern State University and upon recommendation of the faculty, we present these candidates to you for the conferring of the Master of Accountancy, the Master of Science in Criminal Justice, and the Master of Science in Education degrees.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of Missouri Southern State University and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors and the State of Missouri, I confer upon you the master's degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto.
Thank you. Faculty, please be seated. Will the candidates for the Master of Accountancy and the Master of Science in Criminal Justice degrees please proceed to the stage? Dr. Chris Moose, Interim Dean of the Robert W. Plaster School of Business, and Dr. Richard Miller, Dean of the School of Arts and Sciences, will assist in the hooding.
Kelsey Louise Anderson. Jordana L. Goff. Zachary Tyler Williams. Megan Delia Evans. Amber Paige Varner.
Could we please give our master's degree graduates one more round of applause for this significant accomplishment? Faculty, please stand again as the baccalaureate candidates are presented. Will all the candidates for the baccalaureate degree please stand? Dr. Marble, upon their completion of the course of study prescribed by Missouri Southern State University and upon recommendation of the faculty, I present these candidates to you for the conferring of the Bachelor of Science, the Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, the Bachelor of Arts, the Bachelor of Fine Arts, the Bachelor of Science in Education, and the Bachelor of General Studies degrees.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of Missouri Southern State University, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors in the state of Missouri, I confer upon each of you the baccalaureate degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto.
Baccalaureate candidates, please be seated. Faculty, please remain standing as I present the associate degree candidates. Will all of the candidates for the associate degree please stand? Dr. Marble, upon their completion of the course of study prescribed by Missouri Southern State University and upon recommendation of the faculty, I present these candidates to you for the conferring of the Associate of Science degree.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of Missouri Southern State University and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors in the state of Missouri, I confer upon each of you the associate degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto.
Everyone, please be seated. We will now proceed to the presentation of diplomas. Will the first row of baccalaureate and associate degree candidates please proceed to the stage?
Connie Arcenega. William Kyle Sapp. Chelsea Marie Skaggs. Omar Andres Trinche. Megan Diane Aldridge. Alexander Glover Barnes. Benjamin David Boatwright. Loudon Jameson Baker. Dakota Malone Bastings. Rin Coffin. Aji Fatu Diba. Amara Ajure Haimor. Holly Ann McBride. Brandon Tyler Brammer. Chastity Faye Brown. Amelia K. Carpenter. Marcus T. Klaus. Benjamin Allen Dodge. Anna Nicole Bowerman. Ashley Dawn Farnsworth. Ronnie Denise Ferreira. Jores Forchu. Aylin Audrielle Francis Moore. Spencer David Galuska. Bethany Danae Gardner. Keith Jonathan Geller. Catherine C. Hackney. Frank Daniel Long, Jr. Jordan Creel Miller. Christina Marie Nigaman. Andrew Christopher Heyman. Michael Lee Hirsch. Andrew Mark Hoffman. Christopher Michael Hughes. Caitlin Joe Isaac. Heather Marie Carlskent. Christopher Don Killinger. Nicholas R. Reddy. Jonathan James Roselle. Nathan Shreve Skaggs. Angela Leanne Sliger. Nicholas J. Nigaman. Laria Michelle Patterson. Courtney Taylor Paxton. Wesley Cooper Underwood. Danielle Marie Wells. Justin Wade Whitekiller. Christopher C. Williams. Kaylee L. Wimmer. Rebecca Ann Woody. Amanda Nicole Stovall. Kuta Boro Suso. Katie Jo Thomas. Addison Page Treadaway. Adam Lowell Twinter. Callie Jane Arden Aylshire. Virgil Vernessa Boleg. Wallace Cleveland Clay. Angela Marie Dunning. Joshua Barron Easton. Kelsey Beth Kruger. Shelley Nicole Garrett Merritt. Carly Nicole Patterson. Jake Christopher Cooper. Caleb Daniel Hendricks. Shane Clinton Hausch. Sarah K. Jones. Kaylee Shea Morgan. Andrew Todd Morton. Angela D. Bowden. Laramie James Ellis. Cameron Scott Rector. Donald Allen Sheets. Whitney Shane Spiegel. Madeline K. Stout. Jason Evan Banta. Jason Duane Brinkley. Wesley Dean Campbell, Sr. Sandra Lee Carlson. Daniel Eric Nevels. Brandon Lee Warren. Alexandra Kathleen Wilkinson. John R. Cobine. Brannon Walker Brown. Tanika Marie Bunch. Karen Louise Burton. Jessica Ray Bussey. Thomas Arthur Cantrell. Caitlin Christine Cantu. Clayton Dean Holt. Haley Marie Howerton. Neil Harrison Huffaker. Jana Michelle Jensen. Armonte Rudell Akers. Mohamed Saleh Al-Jawayes. Crystal Marie Anderson. Brooke Nicole Artem. Tyler Stephen Barnes. Michael David Dillard, Jr. Victoria Elizabeth Eads. Melissa Alexia Elliott. Kenesha Nicole Farmer. Michael Donald Flater. Cecily Hope Hale. Jordan D. Jones. Jacob Michael Jung. Natasha Nicole Kitch. John Bruce Krifka II. Katie Elizabeth Miller. Joanna Faith Moore. Jennifer Lee Newkirk. Alejandro Olivares, Jr. Seth D. Peterson. Samantha Nicole Phillips. Lakin Lachelle Rollins. Jessica Dawn Waldron. Nathan Michael Henry. Jessica Lynn Heeger. Kirsten Rachel Hillman. Connie E. Lewing. Jia Lee. Chao Li Ling. Colton Heath Lintner. Keely Nicole Maddock. Marcus Paul Mahaffey. Aditya Vikram Malhotra. Nathan Dane McCullough. Patrick Omar McKean. Buck Austin Walker. Sorry. Dylan Alexander Weaver. Andrew S. Wheeler. Xing Hao Shaw. Bung Hoi Shu. Sadie Elizabeth Flood. Tyler Lee Bradshaw. Stacy Ann Sontag. Haley Jean Todd. Jessica Renee Walker. Amanda Nicole Welch. Janie Ann Andler. Dylan Wayne Schwartz. Charisse L. Seaton. Austin C. Shoemaker. Melody Rose Simpson. Luis Eduardo Cito, Jr. Alex Song. Randy Testerman. Jace Alexander Thomas. Chad Washington Turner. Na Veng. Andrea Renee Dominguez. Mackenzie Brooke Dunbar. Elizabeth Ann Arnold. Rachel Lynn Berryhill. Danessa Maylorine Bowman. Tabitha Brooke Carr. Mackenzie Nicole Christensen. Brandon Michael Clark. Corey Evan Curbs. Grace Elizabeth Madsen Ellis. Lindsay Marie Klunk. Haley Nicole Manus. Winona Annalisa Loggy. Brittany Paige Lane. Amy Suzanne Edwards. Michelle Lee Galan. Ryan P. John. Jessica Diane LeCount. Tammy Lynn Morisi. Evan Dane Paul Naddick. Whitney Paige Packelhofer. Katie Dawn Schmidt. Michelle Renee Schuler. Cassidy Michelle Clark. Justin Leon Culbertson. Morgan Gabrielle Doyle. Katie Lynn McElhaney. Haley Jordan Lane. Jessica Louise Lawyer. Samantha Denise Mahurian. Derek Lane Mann. Sophia Catherine Martin. Joy M. Shepard. Kyle Edward Smith. Taylor Autumn Stevenson. Melissa Lynn Summers. Taylor Lauren Tatum. Kirsten Lynn Wagner. Bethany Danielle Drew. Taylor Rain Edwards. Darren Glenn Fickner. Michaela Rose Fuller. Savannah Jean Gabbard. Ashley Taylor Gillian. Shelley Renee Griniger. Kendra Lee Hamilton. Kaylee Irene Harvey. Cody Taylor Hobbs. Kyle Benjamin McMillan. Elizabeth Sue Colley. Bethany Morgan Wallace. Matthew Ray Dale Weir. Sandra Lynn Boyd. Heather Leanne Metzger. Rose Corinne Peacock. Shelby Marie Prochnow. Chad Nicholas Nolan. George Edward Richardson. Jessica Lynn Sengale. Grace Rebecca Elliott. Cassie Jane Foley. Brittany A. Reagan. Zachariah Ethan Pettit. Erin Michelle Perryman. Maggie Lynn Oathout. Ricky Ayrton Nichols. Jennifer Ann Mock. Robin Elizabeth Nelson. Michael Cole Nelson. Sierra Morgan Garfield. Peyton Danielle Graves. Sarah Lynn Greeno. Chu Peng. Beatita Siri Prousert Chuk. William J. Forsyth. Clayton David James. Christian Tyler Wall.
Ladies and gentlemen, you will notice that a number of the baccalaureate graduates are wearing one or more Missouri Southern State University honor cords. We recognize the significance of their outstanding academic achievements and applaud these students for their academic diligence and dedication. The meaning of these cords is located on page 19 of your commencement program. I would also like to direct your attention to the section of your program which lists the candidates for honors. Missouri Southern awards academic honors in 3 levels for the baccalaureate degree: summa cum laude, magna cum laude, and cum laude. The university also awards academic honors in 3 levels for the associate's degree: first honors, second honors, and third honors. Will all of the candidates for academic honors listed in the program with a baccalaureate degree or an associate's degree please stand? Please recognize these outstanding students. Thank you. Please be seated. We also wish to recognize 6 graduates at this time who have achieved a perfect 4.0 grade point average in pursuit of the baccalaureate degree. Graduates, when I read your name, please rise. Callie Alisher, Rachel Berryhill, Ashley Gillian, Katie Miller, Rose Peacock, and Zachariah Pettit. Please give these outstanding graduates their well-deserved recognition. We have a number of students graduating with us this morning who have come here from another country. The flags from their countries of origin are being shown now on the video board above you. Finally, we have a number of graduates wearing sashes. These are being worn by graduates who studied abroad, with the sash representing the flag of the country where he or she studied. A list of the graduates and their country of study can be found on page 16 of the program. And now, President Marble will lead the turning of the tassel, a symbolic, meaningful, and much anticipated part of our ceremony. The turning represents the graduates' evolution to the next phase of their lives and their careers, and confirms that the struggles and sacrifices over the past few years have been well worth it. For now, they enter the prestigious Academy of Accomplished Scholars and college graduates.
Thank you, Dr. Carson. First, let me be the first to congratulate you on your achievements and the world of opportunity that awaits you. Now, in keeping with the time-honored tradition of the Academy, graduates, please rise. And at this time, turn your tassels from the right to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, let's stand and give them a round of applause.
Everyone, please remain standing as Zach Pettit of Webb City enters the stage for the singing of the Missouri Southern State University alma mater. He will perform the alma mater once as a solo. The second time through, the audience is encouraged to join in. The alma mater is printed on page 18 of your program. Following the alma mater, please remain standing for our recessional. Thank you all for attending today and for your support of our graduates. Family, friends, and new alumni, please remain at your seats for the recessional as the faculty lead the graduates out of the ceremony and into their futures.